You know that feeling, right? You've just had a meal that is so incredible, just perfectly delicious. And when someone asks, hey, how is it? All you can do is mumble something like, it's good. You know it's way more than just good, but you just can't find the words.
Yeah, some meals really are more than just food, aren't they? They're a whole experience. It's like a symphony of flavors and textures that feels almost impossible to describe with our normal, everyday words. It literally leaves you speechless.
But what if you had the perfect words? What if you could unlock this kind of hidden language that doesn't just describe the food better, but actually helps you appreciate it even more? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
All right, so first up, let's nail down the ideal we're talking about here, the gourmet. Now, this is a word that means so much more than just being a foodie. It implies, understanding food on a way deeper level.
I mean, you've definitely heard this word thrown around, right? But what does it really mean? Turns out it's a bit more specific than you might think. Okay, so here it is. It really comes down to two key things: knowledge and appreciation. See, a gourmet doesn't just enjoy eating, they get it. They understand the craft, the ingredients, the culture, all the stuff that makes a meal truly special. And, there's this really fascinating cultural layer here. For literally centuries, French cuisine has been seen as like the absolute pinnacle of fine dining. That's why so many of our fanciest food words, think creme brulee, come straight from French. It's all part of the history, the language of the gourmet.
Okay, so theory is one thing, right? But let's see how this stuff actually works in the real world. We're going to listen in on a conversation that shows you exactly how to talk about food like a total pro, a true connoisseur. So meet our two friends for this little scene. On the left, that's Nawal, the guest. And on the right, we have Fadwa, our very talented host and cook. The situation is simple. Nawal just finished an amazing dinner, and she is ready to sing the chef's praises. Okay, now listen closely to her choice of words. She doesn't just say, hey, thanks for dinner. Nope, she calls it a spread. That one word paints this picture of a huge, abundant meal. And then phenomenal. That takes the compliment way past just great. It's her way of saying this was truly exceptional. And Fadwa's response? It's this perfect mix of being humble, but also showing her skill. When she says she whipped it up in no time, she's not just being modest. She's giving off this vibe of effortlessness, which, is the real sign of a confident cook. But Nawal keeps the compliments coming. Saying someone is quite the cook, it just sounds so much more sophisticated, right? It's an emphatic way to say they're a really good cook. It just elevates it so much more than just, hey, you cook well. And this special language, it keeps going right up to dessert. Nawal uses come to think of it to kind of pivot to a new thought. And then, I have a sweet tooth. That's just the classic, charming way to say you love desserts. So what you just heard wasn't just a simple conversation. Nawal and Fadwa were using a very specific set of idioms. Think of it as a toolkit. And now we're going to break it down so you can use it too. Here they are. These are the exact phrases we just heard, our little secret language toolkit. So let's get into what each one really means, one by one. Okay, let's run through them real quick. You've got spread, that implies this big, generous meal. Then there's whip it up, which is all about skill and making it look easy. Quite the cook is such a simple but really powerful compliment. Come to think of it is your perfect transition phrase for a new idea. And of course, sweet tooth, the classic way to say you love candy and dessert. See, every single one is way more specific and colorful than just saying something is good. Okay, so we've learned a few new phrases. That's cool, but what's the bigger picture here? I mean, why should we even care about using these specific words? Well, here's the most important takeaway, I think. Using the right words doesn't just describe a meal, it actually deepens our appreciation for it. I mean, think about it. When you have to search for a word like velvety or aromatic, it forces you to pay closer attention. So the language isn't just describing what you're experiencing, it's actively shaping it. It's really the difference between a quick black and white sketch and a full color painting. Just saying, this is good, is kind of passive. But when you use richer language, you're actively engaging with the experience. You're honoring the person who made it, and you're helping to lock in that memory. You're giving the moment the detail and the life it really deserves. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. We've all heard the saying, you are what you eat. But maybe it's also about how we talk about what we eat.
Could arming yourself with a richer, more descriptive vocabulary actually make the food taste better? It's something to think about the next time you sit down for a truly phenomenal meal.